he was elected to Thelite Group, the Smetonian Society of Civil Engineers. 54. In 1806 he was conferred the honorary Doctor of Laws by the University of Glasgow. The French Academy elected him a corresponding member and he was made a Foreign Associate in 1814. 55. The Watt is named after James Watt for his contributions to the development of the steam engine, and ways adopted by the Second Congress of the British Association for the Advancement of Science in 1889 and the 11th General Conference on Weights and Measures in 1960 as the unit of power incorporated in the International System of Units, or SI. On the 29th of May, 2009, the Bank of England announced that Boulton and Watt would appear on a new £50 note. The design is the first to feature a dual portrait on a Bank of England note, and presents the two industrialists side by side with images of Watt's steam engine and Boulton's Soho manufactory. Quotes attributed to each of the men are inscribed on the note. I sell here, sir, what all the world desires to have power, Boulton, and I can think of nothing else but this machine, Watt. The inclusion of Watt is the second time that a Scot has featured on a Bank of England note. The first was Adam Smith on the 2007 issue £20 note. 56. In September 2011, it was announced that the notes would enter circulation on 2 November. 57. In 2011, he was one of 7 inaugural inductees to the Scottish Engineering Hall of Fame. 58. Memorials. Watt was buried in the grounds of St. Mary's Church, Handsworth, in Birmingham. Later expansion of Thekirch, over his grave, means that his tomb is now buried inside the church. 59. The James Watt Memorial College in Greenock. The garret room workshop that Watt used in his retirement was left, locked and untouched, until 1853, when it was first viewed by his biographer J.P. Muirhead. Thereafter, it was occasionally visited, but left untouched, as a kind of shrine. A proposal to have it transferred to the Patent Office came to nothing. When the house was due to be demolished in 1924, the room and all its contents were presented to the Science Museum, where it was recreated in its entirety. 60. It remained on display for visitors for many years, but was walled off when the gallery it was housed in closed. The workshop remained intact and preserved, and in March 2011 was put on public display as part of a new permanent Science Museum exhibition, James Watt and Our World. 61. The approximate location of James Watt's birth in Greenock is commemorated by a statue. Several locations and street names in Greenock recall him, most notably the Watt Memorial Library, which was begun in 1816 with Watt's donation of scientific books, and developed as part of the Watt Institution by his son, which ultimately became the James Watt College. Taken over by the local authority in 1974, the library now also houses the local history collection and archives of Inverclyde, and is dominated by a large seated statue in the vestibule. Watt is additionally commemorated by statuary in George Square, Glasgow and Princes Street, Edinburgh, as well as several others in Birmingham, where he is also remembered by the Moonstones, and a school is named in his honour. The James Watt College has expanded from its original location to include campuses in Kilwinning, North Ayrshire, Finned Street and the waterfront in Greenock, and the sports campus in Largs. Heriot Watt University near Edinburgh was at one time the School of Arts of Edinburgh, founded in 1821 as Thewald's first Mechanics Institute. But to commemorate George Heriot, the 16th century financier to King James VI and James Watt, after royal charter the name was changed to Heriot Watt University. Dozens of university and college buildings, chiefly of science and technology, are named after him. Matthew Boulton's home, Soho House, is now a museum, commemorating the work of both men. The University of Glasgow's Faculty of Engineering has its headquarters in the James Watt Building, which also houses the Department of Mechanical Engineering and the Department of Aerospace Engineering. The huge painting James Watt Contemplating the Steam Engine by James Eckford Lauder is now owned by the National Gallery of Scotland. Chanter statue of James Watt. There is a statue of James Watt in Piccadilly Gardens, Manchester and City Square, Leeds. A colossal statue of Watt by Francis Legat Chantery was placed in Westminster Abbey, 62, and later was moved to St Paul's Cathedral. On the cenotaph, the inscription reads, in part, James Watt enlarged the resources of his country, increased the power of man, and rose to an eminent place among the most illustrious followers of science and the real benefactors of the world. A bust of Watt is in the Hall of Heroes of the National Wallace Monument in Stirling, Scotland. Patents. Watt was the sole inventor listed on his 6 patents. Sad Smiley 63. Patent 913, a method of lessening the consumption of steam in steam engines. The separate condenser. The specification was accepted on the 5th of January, 1769, enrolled on 29 April 1769, and extended to June, 1800 by an Act of Parliament in 1775. Patent 1244, a new method of copying letters. The specification was accepted on 14 February 1780 and enrolled on the 31st of May, 1780. Patent 1306, new methods to produce a continued rotation motion sun and planet. The specification was accepted on the 25th of October, 1781 and enrolled on the 23rd of February, 1782. Patent 1321, new improvements upon steam engines expansive and double acting. The specification was accepted on the 14th of March, 1782 and enrolled on the 4th of July, 1782. Patent 1432, new improvements upon steam engines 3-bar motion and steam carriage. The specification was accepted on the 28th of April, 1782 and enrolled on the 25th of August, 1782. Patent 1485, newly improved methods of constructing furnaces. The specification was accepted on the 14th of June, 1785 and enrolled on the 9th of July, 1785. References. 1. Although a number of otherwise reputable sources...
Yes, will not read that. It's almost midnight in 1 minute, so we have to stop this, it's too late. But it was James Watt. Now it's midnight. But let's scroll to the end of the document. I used to do that. We need to know records when it was last edited. That can be many pages. Could be more than hundreds. More than 100 references. Yes, the video splits in 10 minutes. So we have few minutes left and I have a video put public. Yes, last edit 2nd May 2022. Yes, but we have 2 PDF. James Watt. We have to write this down. Then I will upload this and go to bed. Newton's force law. Then James Watt's 3 parts, and then the other one is 1 part. So I have a note there. And I think we took it out there. Yes, James Watt, but we need to just mention the steam engine and horsepower. I think we should do that. I like to read about steam engine and steam locomotives, not to mention. Let's open Wikipedia. Insert James Watt and find it. Oops. Yes, I don't know what's wrong with the camcorder. I have to adjust it again. Yes, but we're not going to download a lot, but yes, that's the steam engine there. That was a steam engine before this newcomer, then he did improve this one. James Watt steam engine. Yes, but probably should read this first because his engine, he did improve this one. Industrial Revolution. Steam engine. Should maybe do that steam engine. This Watt engine, Industrial Revolution. Then he mentioned horsepower. Yes, we could do that first. Horsepower. And what steam engine, but I think we should do it after that. And we have a link to a steam locomotive. Mathematics we need later. London. Metalworking. Could read about that someday, about the history of metalworking. They do that in old days. They're making weapons, of course, weapon and armor and coins and all kind of metal. Boiler. Yes, could have the boiler after steam engine, of course. Engine cylinder. Blacksmith. Could have metal, old blacksmith. They had an old medieval. Steam engine. No, steam locomotive. Yes, the video splits in 4 minutes. Paddler steamboats. We have it up there. Steamship, steamboats. That's the same on steamboats. But now the list going need to steam locomotive. Steam locomotive there. Then we stop here for now. Yes, horsepower, steam engine, boiler, newcomer engines, what steam engine, paddler steam, steamship, steamboat, paddler, industrial mathematic, metalworking, steam locomotives. I like to read before steamboats, so that's a lot of stuff. Let's just let's down. I have to write all this down again, but not on this. Let's do it here. We have to do the magnetism. Do it later. But yes, I think I do that without the record, because I don't have so much space. I have to move stuff around here. So let's continue tomorrow. Yes, this video, so let's put it public. And I have to upload this many videos. Yes. Yes, the video's going to split and I need to go to bathroom. Because I drink a lot of from cola, lemonade, I need to get out again. Yes, but I made many videos today, so just continue tomorrow. I think I did write it down there. Yes, James Watt, there's Ampere Force Law and 3 videos, and I have to say because I'm out of notepaper, so I will write this down on the paper and download this. Then I will go to bed, and the videos just split. Yes, I will continue tomorrow. Good night.